Today is a good day for Monograph Magazine. We are here with director and filmmaker Mikita Devashish Sharma. And so, moving on, my first question is did you always want to be a filmmaker?
Not exactly. Precisely, I was very unsure what I will do in my life. So after doing my graduation, I did my graduation in English, and then I did my post graduation in film studies.
Hmm.
So why? Because I thought that there's no point doing my post graduation in English because I learned Macbeth in honors, then I'll eventually learn Hamlet in masters. So it doesn't make sense. So then I decided to do something different. Actually, I wanted to do theater.
Hmm. That's
Mm, I wanted to do full time theater, but then I wanted to be a globetrotter. So I have many ideas. Finally, I ended up seeing that film studies course coming up in Jalapur University. We were the third batch of film studies. So that course actually changed my way and vision of my life, how I shape things in my own way. Then I enrolled myself in film studies, masters. I did my masters in film studies. Then I did again a masters in English later from Jalapur
that's it.
University. Uh, I always wanted to be in this world of entertainment and creativity communication. I was in advertising primarily. I thought I would be in advertising. I don't know in which form, maybe in as ad filmmaker or in as ad executive in creative section. Then while I was into journalism for a certain period of time. I used to write for Times of India. Then I thought I will be a great journalist. I was writing constantly, so that was my common trait. Then I landed up making films, and feature filmmaking was one of my primary motto, the bird's eye view. So I started working from 2000. I made my first feature film in 2011. So it took long 11 years to fulfill my dream. In the meantime, my journey was with audiovisuals of different sections. Like I did documentaries, I did innumerable television shows, almost 300 to 400 episodes of different shows, non-fictions. Um, I did ad films, corporate films, many things. But my primary motto bullseye was to make a feature film.
That's it. And did you ever accomplish?
Yeah, my first feature film was in 2011, which is called Bicycle Kick.
Hmm.
And my second feature film is Aurangzeb. I shot it in 2014. It got released in 2018 in Z5. It was supposed to released in theater, but it could not. So Z5 launched Z5 Bangla with Aurangzeb. And then planning my third film, fourth film.
Nice. So, could you tell us more about the plot of Bicycle Kick or another?
Plot of Bicycle Kick was about a boy who was in football. As you see the name, Bicycle
Bicycle
Kick,
Kick.
it has a similarity with some other great film. But keeping that aside, uh, the film Bicycle Kick is a shot in a film where when you can make a reverse kick and then the goal is behind, but you can still reach the goal. So the film is about a boy who reaches his goal in a different way. Is one thing. It's a turnaround story. This story was very much inspired by my favorite childhood writer, Moti Nandi.
That's yeah.
Uh, I grew up reading his stories, so it's kind of tribute to him. After Bicycle Kick, I made my second film, Aurangzeb. This film is very close to my heart. I have said it many times. That film is very autobiographical also. There are many autobiographical elements in the film. This film is about two friends in the same city. Uh, they grew up, and then they got separated. And after 25 years, they meet one day. And in that fateful day, some magic happens. The film is all about that magic.
And so, since you got into filmmaking, um, who would you say, or what would you say, has had an influence on your style of direction?
Uh, Not exactly someone has influencing my style of direction, but I am influenced by films of Ritik Ghatu very much.
Sure.
Badly influenced by his films. Um, the way he creates a narrative, the way he pulls out the emotion, I think is fascinating. Ritik Ghatak is comparable to only Bergman or Tarkovsky. These three are the best filmmakers I have ever seen. They're amazing. So yeah, Ritik, but again, is such a uh, big maestro. It is difficult to copy his style. It's difficult to get influenced, but you can only imbibe the philosophy. That's very important. When I'm seeing a film, what am I taking from that film? Am I taking a technique of taking a shot, or am I taking a philosophy? Am I taking an interesting editing or cut, or I'm taking a way of storytelling? These are very important things. What I'm taking exactly. So when I'm seeing a film of Anurag Kashyap, I'm very much influenced by his work, very much. So when I'm seeing work of Kashyap or when I'm seeing a work of Adul Gopal Krishnan, I have certain influence of their storytelling. From someone, I'm taking the storytelling aspect. From some, I'm taking the aspect of what should I say, Mm, uh, technical stylistic devices. But directing is a different ballgame altogether. Directing on the floor is a different ballgame. Seeing a film, taking their like film appreciation is one thing. But when I'm directing, how should I direct? If I have a scene in front of me, how should I direct a scene? That's a very important thing. Most of the filmmakers fail in that zone. That's why certain trainings are needed. That's why you need to have some experience working in the industry or working with someone, being in a shooting floor, how to handle a situation, how to handle an artist or a character. So I never, I assisted only one person in my life. That was Indranil Rai Chaudhuri, the person who made Fording. So I loved his style of direction, the way he makes the film, the way he acts in the shooting floor. So when I started making films, I actually unconsciously tried to copy his directorial approaches. This much I can say. But when I'm making a film, when am I making a film? If you ask me, I'm making a film when I'm writing the script. There's a basic point of my filmmaking. When I'm writing a script, I'm writing a scene one end. I'm going to scene two. So that cut is in my mind at the very moment. So I'm making it from that point. All the dissolves I'm making in that point. I can hear sound when I'm writing dialogues.
Mm.
So I can hear, okay, now the train passes on. Okay, so I can hear the sound. So the sound design also happens when I'm writing a film. That's a very important exercise. Rest is all about production.
Script writing and process are like বিশাল important.
খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট মানে
একদম।
স্ক্রিপ্ট রাইটিং এর সময় আসলে পুরো ফিল্মটা তৈরি হয়
হুম।
আমার কাছে অ্যাটলিস্ট মানে যখন স্ক্রিপ্ট লিখছিস তখনই জিনিসটা তৈরি হয়ে যাচ্ছে মানে লিখতে লিখতে দেখতে পাচ্ছি শুনতে পাচ্ছি এভরিথিং ইজ হ্যাপেনিং দ্যাট টাইম
So like would you say like Calcutta as a city has influenced you? Again.
ইয়া এভরিথিং এভরিথিং আই অ্যাম ইজ ডিউ টু দিস সিটি I have a strong influence of this city in all of my work. Even if the context is not Kolkata, still Kolkata is a protagonist. That urban mind, because this city is a very interesting city. It's the best city in the world, I must say. As many cities I've traveled worldwide, but I always hanker to come back to my city. I think everyone does who loves his city in their own way.
Absolutely.
But why lies the mm, fun of Kolkata is that Kolkata is very unpredictable. Why I'm saying that, if you feel that suddenly something is happening very depressing, suddenly one fine morning Kolkata will come up with some sweet surprises. That's like your beloved. So Kolkata is my beloved.
A ray of sunshine, if you will.
Yeah, ray of sunshine, the red rose, everything you can say is Kolkata. On a serious note, there are many cities within this city. This is the fun of it. You can easily demarcate a north and south of this part of the city. You can easily demarcate that west and the east of the city. You can easily demarcate the one lane of south from another lane of south only. So there's so many people, culture, habitats in the city. So when I make films or when I write things, the city becomes my protagonist, some way or the other. It is very important. Like in Aurangzeb, the entire film is about this city. Two persons of different kind who actually represent two different city living in one city. Like in Kolkata, we have a very fast moving of McDonald, KFC,
Yeah,
this kind of city,
the metropolitan.
metropolitan city, and also we have a very old, laid-back city. So both happens and both stays without any clashing as of now. I don't know what future will be, but as of now, we stay in a very good harmony.
2021 কোভিড প্যান্ডামিক যে শুরু হয়ে গেল, সবার এক্সামস ক্যান্সেল, সব কিছু বন্ধ। ডিরেক্টরদের, ফিল্ম মেকার এই সিনটাকে how did the pandemic affect all this?
খুব ব্যাডলি, মানে ফ্র্যাঙ্কলি খুব ব্যাডলি এফেক্টেড। মানে যখন প্যান্ডেমিক শুরু হলো, আমরা প্রত্যেকে জানতাম না কতদিন চলবে। কেউ গেস করছে 1 মাস, কেউ গেস 2 মাস। এভরিওয়ান বিকাম ডক্টর অ্যারাউন্ড, এভরিওয়ান বিকাম ডক্টর। সো পিপল স্টার্টেড গেসিং, ওকে তো নেক্সট মান্থ ভ্যাকসিন। আরে কি এত কত হয়েছে আগে, তো 15 দিনের ব্যাপার। বাট দেন উই রিয়েলাইজড we actually witnessed history, almost a 1 year of exile. Uh, as a director, as a filmmaker, I'm Bulwaja, it was very badly affected because we work in a medium where we work in collective, and collective was banned in pandemic. না আমি যদি শুধু কবি হতাম, পোয়েট, আমার অসুবিধা হতো না। আমি যে পেইন্টার হতাম, আই ক্যান পেইন্ট 10 ক্যানভাসেস অ্যারাউন্ড, অসুবিধা হতো না। বাট আই ওয়ার্ক ইন কালেকটিভ ওয়ার আই নিড পিপল। আমার শুটিং ফ্লোরে 50, 60, 70, 80 এত লোক থাকেন। সো দ্য মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট থিং ইজ দ্যাট প্যান্ডেমিকে আমরা বুঝতে পারলাম যে উই নিড টু রিস্ট্রাকচার আওয়ার প্রফেশন ইন ডিফারেন্ট ওয়ে। পিপল স্টার্টেড thinking of making online things. Online film হতো, making films in the house only, within the confinement, and then showing it online. Online became a very important language of filmmaking. But again, we are still not habituated with this online thing. Going to the dark theater is the primary motto, and film survives on that. OTTs become very important. But look at it, ভুল করছিল যে OTT become very important means OTT is a platform where you show the film, but how you make the film? You cannot make the film without going outside. So we had to wait. Many people change their profession, I know. Okay, director Tobo still can survive, but the technicians, they were in much worse condition. Like the makeup man. It's not about one director make a film. It's a film by many people contribute in their own way. How would they survive? So these were the questions. But good thing is that within 6 months, things became normal. Not normal, but things started to push towards normalcy. Shooting floors got open, and we are making films without maintaining any COVID precautions. So that's the thing. Because when I go outside, I forget that there was COVID someday will be back. So everyone is without masks. People forget sanitizers and blah blah blah. Things are happening. But yeah, we survived. But it was really tough time. For the theatre people, I must say it was more difficult because theatre is more physical activity oriented
and the audience will keep on getting lower. And there was
50% occupancy. So the economics also changed a lot. So you cannot, revenue return was difficult. So you cannot instantly change the ticket price also because people are not earning. So they cannot pay too much. So many things, only cafes survived. Nothing else survived in this pandemic, frankly.
So since we're talking about theatre, what is your connection with theatre?
It's a childhood connection. I've grown up in a family which was very culturally active. There were people who were into theatre, were into music, were into different art forms. So I grew up doing theatre since I was class 1. I still remember my first performance was with Abol Tabol by Sukumar Rai. We have a strong family legacy with Sukumar Rai because my uncle, my Jethu was the first person to give tune to Abol Tabol. So that tune was our family copyright. So we have a strong affinity towards Sukumar Rai. So all my theatre works was influenced by Sukumar Rai. It's a very interesting thing. When my films are influenced by Ritwik Ghatak and theatre by Sukumar Rai. So I used to do theatre since class 1 when I was in class 1. But I started doing serious theatre when I met a person called Badal Sarkar. Badal Sarkar is one of the legendary theatre person of Kolkata. He's from Kolkata, but he's an international person. So I underwent training under him, and it was something that changed my philosophy towards theatre. Whatever I do today, whatever I do, all the techniques and games and theatre activities, everything, 80% influenced by Badal Shekhar. In around 1991-2, I met him. I did a workshop. Then I started doing theatre seriously, which we call group theatre at the time. Then I used to act primarily. Then I started writing plays. Then I started directing plays. When I started directing, I stopped acting because it was difficult for me to direct myself. Then around, okay, this is one thing. I have very strong influence of doing children theatre.
That's it.
So I was into children theatre for almost 12 years, 12, 13 years. So again, that is one of my primary learning experiences of my life. I worked with children from class 1, with whom I worked with in class 1, they are now in first year, second year, like that. That is one thing. That phase was very, very uplifting phase for me. I have a collective called Chai Pani, so where we do many things, also theatre. So I do, I've done Bangla theatre, I've done English theatre, I've done trilingual theatre, English, Bangla, Hindi. Actually, once I did a theatre with 7 languages.
My God.
How did it happen? Okay.
Yes.
So in 2017, I did a project called Route Map. This Route Map project was very interesting. People from 3 different part of the continent, they actually collaborated. From 5 directors, me and one of my friend from Kolkata, someone from Mexico, someone from Amsterdam, someone from US. We all collaborated in Skype and made a script. That time there were no Zoom or nothing. Skype was the only thing which was the highest point of technology. Okay. So we collaborated in Skype, made a script. Then they came to Kolkata. We had a residency of 10 days. And then we produced a theatre called Route Map. Then I went to US and traveled in US, in different US, Texas, Cornell University. And I performed, we did the play. Each show the play changed. It's a mobile theatre kind of thing. So whenever I'm traveling to different space, the play is changing, taking their stories. So that was very interesting and learning experience for me also. So yeah, that is it. So I have been constantly exploring myself in theatre, trying to do new experiments and trying to connect with, and I connect mostly with young people. So that's one good thing in me, I think so. I feel difficult to connect with people of my age.
So we have relocated our venue, and tell us about your YouTube channel, Chai Pani's YouTube channel.
Chai Pani YouTube channel. Chai Pani, as I told you, Chai Pani is a collective. যেটা physically কাজ করি. So we do work, we do theatre, we do productions. But then somehow we thought that we need our digital presence, which is very important nowadays. So how can we keep our digital presence? So we thought of creating a YouTube channel named Chai Pani again, where we can put our works, where we can do anything which we like, with a compromise. So we have 3 sections. One is called Telltales, which is a primary product. Telltale is a stand-up storytelling, cafe storytelling. It started as cafe storytelling, stand-up cafe storytelling. Then it became storytelling only because we shifted to from cafe to our houses and different places. So Telltales is a stand-up storytelling session where we don't tell known stories. We share our experiences. Because I believe that everyone has story in their own way, in their own life. Either they've heard stories, lived experiences, everything. So that's all about Telltales. Then we have a section called Sapa Dorega. That's the original Bangla music content. Again, it was cafe musical. Last year, we launched another important prime product of us, which we call Thoughts. Thoughts with Devashish Sharma. We have named it like that. It's a I can call it a master class on different topic, on different person, with different people. Where the people concerned is not important, but the topic is important. Like we have a thoughts on politics, where a friend of mine, Abdul Kafi, he came and we talked about politics. The nuances of politics, the philosophy of politics, the definition of politics, how to see politics. We have a session on music. We had Shaptaki Banerjee with us. We had Pradipta Bhattacharya on editing. So again, the person is not important. The session was on editing, and it was Pradipto. So that's how I see things. So yeah, these are the three primary channels we have within YouTube channel of Chai Pani. We're trying to do some good work.
So like, is there any intention to do a fourth maybe, or just these three?
No,
Are you gonna
fourth,
do-
fifth, sixth, we have multiple intentions. Depends on our time, availability, budget, everything. Yeah, we plan so many things. We also plan to make some short films. We have done music videos.
Acha.
We have done music videos. We have done 3 music videos on us. So yeah, multiple things we're trying to explore. So let's see.
Okay, so like you mentioned short films. So I heard that like after the pandemic, after like everything was returning to normalcy, as you said, you started shooting a short film.
Yeah,
So like, could you tell us about that?
that was very interesting and exciting. So I have friends in US, in Charlotte. Deb was my primary friend.
Okay.
Deb Ghosh. So when I went to US to screen my film Arunodev
Ah.
in Charlotte, we got connected and we got very good friends. Become very good friends. Then we always think of doing something together. Amongst these, we suddenly got one more friend of ours called Amrita. So me, Dave, and Amrita, we collaborated and we devised a story. So we all three of us, devised this story together. Then, how can we shoot this story? Because Amrita is one of the actress. She stays in Charlotte. I need
That
some
is
character
so
in. I need some character in Kolkata. So those I need to devise some story which can be shot in 2 different spaces, but they will not meet. It was a challenge for us. Then we devised a certain story, and then I approached Mir to act on it. Then Shayon came into board.
Made the radio jockey.
Made the radio jockey, made the miracle, and made the Arunodev, made it. So everything. So we shot this film together. It was an amazing experience because one part of the film was shot in US, where I remotely directed the film in Zoom and connecting it to the Alpha camera Sony. Here we shot it. Now the editing is going on. I'm sure by next month it will be ready. So I will have some international screenings.
That is
Yeah.
good. It does sound like quite a bit of challenge to like direct a film over Zoom.
It was really a challenge because, okay, their daytime is our night time.
Yeah.
So the
exactly.
shoot start around 9 p.m. and should continue till 4 a.m. I was exhausted, and it constantly be here, directing, shift the light, now act, okay, act again. So these things happen constantly, and it was such a hectic thing, but a learning experience. So I find this is a possibility that you can direct in remote. So I tried this one. So let me. I don't know. Maybe I can explore 1 or 2 such things where I will have to direct some people in remote.
So like, what would you like? How would you? What is your advice to aspiring filmmakers, people who read our magazine, people who watch this video? What would you like? How would you advise them to go about their way?
I hate advising, first of all. Even if you are insisting with advice, I should say that be yourself and follow your passion. But don't let it go up so soon. Because this is not something you're into IT. You have done a course and get a campus interview and get a job. No. It's only you who can prove yourself. So you'll be going through many downs and lows. So if you can survive the lows, you are done. What everyone says, when observe, see more films, meet people, I should say. Meet people. Don't see films only and don't see DVDs and don't download from YouTube and just go to Netflix. That doesn't make you a filmmaker. You can be a filmmaker if you come to road, walk, see the city, try to find the nuances of life. Then only I'm sure that you will can be a good filmmaker.
Stories are hidden in every aspect of the person.
Every aspect of the person, rightly said.
Yes.
So,
So, tell us about your recent projects apart from the short film. Like, I've heard that you've been conducting an acting workshop.
rightly hard from right sources, I must say. Okay, so I was very eager to come back to theatre again because in the pandemic I have done so many online courses. I have done courses on conducted courses on script writing, on theatre, on film appreciation, on content writing, so many things. But I realized that acting is something I was getting difficulty to doing online. Suddenly I got this opportunity. My friends in a cafe called The Tribe. You have heard the name of this cafe. So it's a pretty good cafe in Gold Park. Uh, they have pretty good space. So we were thinking of doing something together. So then we collaborated and we did this, organized this acting workshop. We got a fantastic response. So I've started that. Apart from that, I'm doing a theatre production. So it's almost after 2 years I'm doing a theatre production. Last 1 year I could not do due to pandemic. The previous 1 year I was so busy with my work, I was little aloof from theatre. So I'm again back to theatre. So that also started as a workshop. It's a workshop production. So we did workshop for 7-8 days, and then we started production. It will be staged in March, April, consecutively. So yeah, I'm very excited because theatre is something which needs physicality. I'm very non-virtual person. Though I'm very active in social media, yet I'm a very non-virtual person. So I love this tangibility, physicality very much. So yeah, I'm looking forward to both the workshop too, and much more.
So like, thanks for like taking the this interview. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to like come here and talk.
Thanks to you actually, because it's always nice to talk to young people with you, which I know you personally, and with the entire team of Monograph, which is behind the camera, which we cannot see. They are also very important part of the entire project. It's a very important thing to do some good work, to continue doing. So I love that. Uh, some of you are asking me that you have seen your magazine or not. Yeah, I've seen your magazine, I've seen your work, I appreciate that. And that reminded me of my yesteryears when I was of your age. So we used to do little magazines, we used to do, there were no digital content that time. So we used to do little magazine a lot, theatre, everything, postering. So the kind of thought, the kind of film I used to see, I can see the same resemblance in your thought process and writing. That actually inspired me a lot. Okay, things
That
are not
is
that bad everywhere. Okay. So as of now, we all are going through a tough time. The country is changing. There have been many different problem and crises throughout the country, throughout the globe. Uh, the ecology has been badly affected. The sense of existence, the identity has been questioned constantly. So amongst these things, only youth can do the needful. They can make people survive. So I'm very hopeful. We are done and dusted. We who are nearing 50 are now done and dusted. It's up to you to take the reign. So it's all my best wishes to you. Keep up your good work, and just for any kind of help, I'm always there beside you. Thank you
thank you.
for the wonderful morning.